Hey everyone, it is me, BDB, and we are here with the very last side story of DDLC equals. Let's get started. Okay, everyone. We're gonna be taking a break from the usual activities today. I was thinking, since people are starting to talk about the festival, it's a good time for us to go over the general direction of the club and all that. I think it'll help us figure out what to do for the festival, you know? Oh, Sierra and I already came up with a really good plan. Really? For the festival? Yeah, so the plan is this, okay? You and Yuri collect the information ahead of time on which clubs and classes are doing food booths. Then we take a map and plan the most efficient route so we can get to most of them before the lines get too long. Hey, that has nothing to do with the club. Well, you have to let me finish. Alright, fine, go ahead. Right, so basically, we get all of it we can, then we come back here and we all eat together. That's all. Wow, I got tricked twice by the same joke. Boo, don't be a hater. It's not like you can come up with anything better. Look, even Yuri was thinking about it. No, I wasn't. I would really prefer to do something literature related. We can eat together anytime. The festival is a unique opportunity. Besides, it's been quite a while since we've seen any new interest in the club. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. We really get a shot at showing people what the literature club is all about. I'll tell you what, we can do both, right? We'll make time for your food mission and still put together a public event. Oh my gosh, yes! I was just joking, but that's a really good idea. Well, I'm glad that's so. I think the question is how to come up with an event that demonstrates everything you can get out of the literature club. Well, that's kind of tough because everyone gets something different out of the club. Okay, how about this? Let's go around and each have us talk about what we've gotten out of the club so far. That could really help us figure out what kind of reputation we want to build. Yeah, that's too embarrassing. Aw, but you'd have so much to talk about. That's exactly why. And I'm sure Natsuki feels the same way. Well, maybe, but I didn't plan on arguing against it or anything. I mean, it's a literature club. We can talk about that stuff together, right? And the only way to get more comfortable with it is to suck it up and do it. Oh, you're not wrong. I'm sorry for being resistant. It's not good to say suck it up because it sounds like their feelings don't matter. Right, my bad. It's just a habit I need to break. Well, anyway, who's gonna start? I'll start. I was the first to join, after all. Wouldn't that be me? No, I want to go first. Fine, you start. I don't mind. Yay! So, gosh, feels like so long ago. I think I joined because I wanted to have fun sharing poems with people. It seemed like it would be a safe way to express myself. You know, like if it's just a poem, then I can share it without feeling like I'm burdening everyone with my problems. And I thought it would be a really good way to get to know other people too. So yeah, I was really surprised when I walked in and it was just Monica. And she was sleeping. Don't remind me of that. Oh gosh. Yeah. But it seemed like so much fun to help start a new club. Especially since writing helped me so much, I wanted to see it help other people too. But it ended up being me who was inspired. Because I remember feeling like Monica was just so sweet and mature and that I could trust her with anything. It made me feel a lot less alone, having someone who knew even the bad things about me. And at that point, I knew the literature club was going to be special for a lot of people. Yeah, I felt the same way. It really helped give the club a more cohesive vision. Yeah, and then Yuri joined, but she was so different from us, and Natsuki too. I think for Yuri, it really helped for me to take the lead before she was able to open up a little. But Natsuki was kind of opposite, where she wasn't ready to get really close to someone really quickly. I never really thought about that sort of thing. I really feel like I've gotten better at understanding people's different needs. And that makes me really happy, because my friends are just the most important thing to me. And whatever new members we get, I want to help them in those ways too. I don't know if I would have continued coming to the club if it weren't for you. Really? I know it wasn't too long ago, but it hurts to think about my behavior back then. I was really short-sighted. The only reason I came was to find others who were into fantasy. I suppose that was my idea of making friends with people. And I remember feeling uncomfortable because you and I have such different energy. I had such a specific idea of the kind of person I could be friends with. So when Theory tried so hard to get to know me, I felt like I was just wasting her time. I think I was naive to assume that similar interests were the key component of friendship. Sayori and I were able to be friends because she always thinks about the needs of other people. That's something I never knew how to do, or even thought to do. I stayed in the club, thanks to that, and I started trying as hard as I could to understand people better. You really went above and beyond when it came to that. I was just super impressed. Well, I always hated that I didn't know how to behave like a person who is easily liked by others, like the two of you can. And because of that, I spent so much time thinking about my own behavior and all the wrong things I said. But the whole time, I should have been thinking about other people instead, not myself. Once I started doing that, I was able to make friends with everyone else. Oh, also, I discovered that sometimes I'm a better communicator when I take the time to write rather than speak. It's so strange the way things turned out. It's so far different from anything I ever would have expected. But I'm happy. I suppose we don't always know what we really need. Oh my gosh, you're so cute that I'm going to throw up. Okay, please don't do that, Sayori. Besides, I'm not cute. Hey, isn't that my line? Oh, well, for me, it's actually true. So, what are you saying? Nothing. I finished my part, so somebody else take their turn. My heart! Sayori, take some deep breaths. Okay, fine, I'll go. Yuri, I can't believe you were complaining about doing this and still went before me. What a show off. I was just following up on Sayori. It was the easiest way to get it over with. Besides, you left out the most important thing that you get out of this club. I did? It's gonna be cupcakes, isn't it? Yeah, a regular supply of your favorite cupcakes. Oh no, I forgot that too! I'm betrayed to the cupcake queen. Neither of you are forgiven. Looks like only Monica will be getting cupcakes next time. No! I can't eat that many cupcakes. Yeah, true. Only Yuri can. Hey. Well, anyway, I'm just putting off talking. It's kind of hard to talk about this stuff. But I guess what it comes down to is that I'm in a much better place mentally than I was when I first joined. And that's because everyone helped me realize that I had some really toxic friendships going on outside the club. It was honestly a really painful thing to go through, having to cut them out. It still hurts to think about. I'm sorry, Natsuki. It's fine, I knew it was for the best, and I was right. I guess for me, it's all about feelings. I was only ever ridiculed for having feelings, so I thought the right thing to do was to just ignore them. It took me a really long time to realize that it's not really how things are supposed to work. And I guess that's thanks to everyone who took the time to respect my feelings, even when I was being like the biggest jerk. I'm really sorry for being such a jerk to everyone. I was really the worst. Natsuki's voice chokes though. We love you, Natsuki. I just hate that I was like that. Everyone did so much for me and I could never do anything in return. That's not true. Natsuki, you've done a lot more than you think. This club really wouldn't have been the same without you. I mean that. Remember how judgmental I was when you first showed up? It was like I couldn't accept anything other than my own idea of what literature club was supposed to be. Apparently that was more important to me than the opportunity to bring you some happiness. You really taught me that anything that makes someone happy is worthy of respect. You even inspired me to start playing piano. That's something that means a whole lot to me. So there's no need to put yourself down. Okay. Natsuki wipes her eyes. You helped me a lot too. It's so much fun to have you around. And you helped me become a better person. Having a problem doesn't make you needy or inconvenient. It means that there's something that needs to be better for you. And you always deserve that. I agree. Seeing us have some of the same struggles made me a better person as well. I wouldn't want to change anything about our time here. I don't think any of us would. I'm sorry I got all dramatic again. That's all I wanted to say, so Monica can go now. There's no need to apologize. It was something I wanted to talk about anyway, because it made a big difference for me. I was always such a strict perfectionist who never took enough time to believe in the best of other people. But everyone kept proving me wrong. I made the mistake multiple times thinking that my way was the best for everyone, or thinking that I was needed to solve other people's problems. But I think being a leader means that you have to acknowledge that you're not perfect, and that the best thing you can do is to help guide people rather than to do everything for them. We're all good people. We're all equals. I think that's the most important thing I've gotten out of the club, realizing what that really means. Sayori, what are you doing? I just thought that we should be writing some of these things down. Things with the club that are valuable to us. With a piece of chalk in her hand, Sayori writes the word trust on the chalkboard. This is because you showed me that I can trust you with everything about me, not just my good side. Suddenly Yuri takes a piece of chalk as well. She writes understanding. I owe a lot of gratitude to everyone who took the time to understand me, even though it was so difficult for me to express myself. Okay, so Maga takes a piece of chalk as well and writes the word respect. I always thought I was a respectful person, but it took the club for me to realize that there was more to it than I thought, and I'm a better person because of it. I have another one. Sayori writes balance. Sometimes people want different things out of a friendship, or they need time before they're ready to become close. So it's important to keep things balanced. That reminds me, Yuri writes reflection. I've always been a reflective person, but most of it has been nothing more than hating myself for all the things I thought I did wrong. Once I started reflecting on other people, and not just myself, a lot of things changed for me. So I think that's the most important one for me. That's great. We have a whole list of things now. Suddenly everyone turns to look at Natsuki. Well, everyone took all the chalk. Don't look at me like that. Jeez. You could have just asked. Maga hands her a piece of chalk to Natsuki. Then Natsuki sighs and writes self-love. I don't know how far I've gotten with it yet, but it feels like things are at least on the right track. So there, that's my contribution. Together everyone stares at the words on the board. Wasn't this club supposed to be about literature? It is. We still do a lot of literature. Friendship and literature. Yeah, you're right. Friendship and literature. Natsuki and Yuri gently nod as well. Hey, let's all take a picture together. We don't have one yet, right? Hey, you're right! Make sure you send it to me after. Wait, can I brush my hair first or something? Oh, you're fine. You already have the best hair out of all of us. She genuinely does. Everyone get together. I can't fit you all in. Okay, everyone ready? And click. Oh, was it a really short one at the end? No. I'm really glad we talked about this stuff. It's easy to forget how far we've come with only 4 members. Yeah, I have so many happy thoughts right now. I'm getting some really good inspiration for a poem. You know, I feel the same way. I kind of want to get some writing done. Me too. I think I will like that as well. Everyone's looking at me again. I'll do it too, but I might not feel like sharing it. That's okay. The 4 members of the Literature Club disperse and return to their desks, each equipping themselves with a pen. Natsuki and Yuri give each other a quick glance, then start writing immediately. So Yuri stretches and then does the same. But Monica is left tapping her pen against the paper, unsure of where to start. Just move your hand. Monica mouths to herself. Write the way into your heart. Ooh, it's still going, Oh. Her mindful of thoughts, memories, and inspiration, Monica navigates past her mental barriers and begins to write. It doesn't matter what, just that it's something new. Ah, damn, I thought maybe the last side story would... I don't know. Go on longer. Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. Written and directed by Dan Salvato. Teams about development. I'm gonna read all that out. Can we skip this? Why is it with airy vision or stuff like this? You can't skip it. There may or may not be anything at the end, so... No. That's it. That's it for the last side story. Friendship and literature trophy earned. Looks like I could have. I really could have done that last side story with the other ones. Music. Well, I'm guessing we've got all the music. Pictures. I'll go all the wallpapers. I'm missing one note. What? Okay, now everyone make a funny face. Everyone say cheese, make it funny. Very good, very good, very good, very good. But I actually went through these when the recording failed on me last time. And right. So okay, here's a spell. No, that was it. Yeah, stay focused on our goals, right? So this is December 5th, 2019. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? As a reminder to help guide our data collection, any analysis performed should be focused on answering some of these main questions. How does granting elevated access to the VM affect a person's emotional state? How does granting elevated access to the VM affect a person's value and goals? How does someone effectively navigate and experiment with their ability to change the contents of their VM? How is elevated access being weaponized? What actions and values most contribute to the destruction of the universe? Most importantly, how might your observations apply to our own universe? Bonus, how can we present this to upper management as an operation that benefits the company? On a related note, whoever changed the color scheme to the desktop to pink, can you please change it back? It's unprofessional and it runs the risk of drawing eyes. Ethics. Simply put, it's not our job to... Simply put, it's not our job to decide upon some code of ethics just because we're the first ones to do this to our knowledge. That's the government's job to figure out long after we've made enough headway for it to no longer apply to us. It's fundamentally flawed to apply ethical reasoning to this anyway, because humanity's code of ethics is based upon nothing more than our knowledge and understanding of life forms similar to ourselves. We don't have ethics for killing bacteria or plants, only for the creatures that we can convincingly project our emotions onto. The humans in our VM operate could be different from us on fundamental level, and therefore should not be taken any more seriously than a machine that's programmed to print "I feel sad." We're engineers, not philosophers. Has anyone evaluated the side effects that might be caused by sharing a memory pool between multiple VMs rather than allocating them separately? I'm looking at some of the files VM1 is generating, and I'm finding some information that definitely shouldn't be there. I haven't seen any evidence that this is actually affecting the inside of the VM itself, so I don't think this is a priority. But it's definitely worth noting. My best guess is that memory being freed from VM2 isn't getting zeroed out, which technically gives VM1 access to it. All the info I have will go into issue tracker. I wanted to check if anyone else already noticed something along these lines. I've made new headway with VM2. Don't get too excited. It's still impossible to establish any kind of a stable connection. But it occurred to me that I could at least run a memory dump through some pattern analysis routines to see if we can decipher any digital data from their VM. I didn't want to hog all the server time on a hunch, but I have some preliminary results that indicate the presence of binary computer systems. Based on this, I'm going to schedule 3 days of test server time next week to isolate any chunks of memory that appear to be binary data. If successful, we'll definitely be able to find some encoded text and get our first tiny glimpse of VM2. Don't mind me though, just keep going nuts on VM1 and hopefully I'll have more to share soon. Still not a freaking clue what VM means. By the way, if you are looking how to get any of the pictures, that's a normal one. It's just going through the game. So finish, side story, trust 1, respect 1, understanding 1, trust 1, is that again? Yeah, so we got trust 1, balance 2, respect 2, understanding 2, balance 2, reflection 2, respect 2. Finish the poem game in 20 seconds or less. Select the word kawaii during the poem game. So, well, we just get poems. You're a special poem acquired by writing all 3 poems for her. Is there another one like that? Nasty special poem acquired by writing all 3 poems for her. Poem by Sayori and Trust Sayori's second poem. Did I not write all 3 of them for her yet? Huh. I'm pretty sure I did, but I guess you just don't get one for her. No, I'm honestly sure I did, yeah. An unusual poem. Thank God I didn't have the other one. Yeah, Monica's second poem, Monica's third poem. A continuation of Monica's first poem, appearing only in Act 2. Confused by Monica's poem to the player in Act 3. Monica's final message to the player, a poem from Sayori distributed as special events in the past. Yep, I read that one up before. A poem by Nancy distributed as special events in the past. A poem from Miori distributed as special events in the past. Oh, I didn't read this one out before. I don't think so. My conductor motions far one crescendo after the next, each time falling short of climax. The lump in my throat is carried by what? Sisyphus? How many words must I choose not to say before they finally break loose? What? orderly piling out of my mouth like a flock of schoolchildren at the start of recess. Pen cannot be erased, but even that metaphor fails comically as my floor is littered, blanketed with wasted paper, a canvas of my mind full of disjointed thoughts and unfinished sentences. Perhaps all along it was wrong to try forcing them out of my room, and I should instead invited you in. Okay. A poem from Monica, distributed at special events. An electrical signal from some remote corner of my brain connecting all kinds of circuits and nerves and chemicals in a web understood by nobody. The chemicals make my chest tingle around my beating heart. The nerves make my hand move, staining a dead tree with some dark substance. The ink reflects light into your glimmering eyes. Holding this paper is almost as though you are holding my hand which wrote it. Let our emotions stir together until our hearts beat in harmony, connected to each other. I feel electric. Write a poem for Sayori, for Yuri, for Natsuki. Write a poem for Sayori in both the first and second poem games. Write a second poem for Natsuki. Write a second poem for Yuri. Choose to help Yuri at the festival. Choose to help Natsuki for the festival. I'll love you to say Yuri. Just Monica. Just Monica. Just Monica. A scene from trust, understanding, respect, balance, reflection, self-love. Everyone say cheese. Okay, now make a funny face. Can you hear me? 1 of 11 special phone poems. DDLC selects 3 random special poems to appear when it started for the first time. The protagonist's bedroom, kitchen, to your bedroom, complete with some amusing stuffed animals from her childhood. Alright. The residential area, you can't miss these, like. Select the word Doki Doki during the poem game. In Act 1, try both Sayori and Monica for a weekend help before choosing Natsuki or Yuri. Delete Monica's character file before starting a game. During the poem game, write a perfect poem for Natsuki. In Act 1, write all 3 poems for Natsuki. During the poem game, write a perfect poem for Sayori. In Act 1, write all 3 poems for Sayori. I knew I did! In Act 1, attempt to load a save file after Sayori's death. During the poem game, write a perfect poem for Yuri. In Act 1, write all 3 poems for Yuri. In Act 3, delete Monica's character file before she begins her monologues. Provided in an email communication. Okay. In Act 1, call Sayori for help during Natsuki and Yuri's argument. In Act 1, tell Sayori you would still walk home with her. Review the file poem word TX for any anomalies. In Act 2, experience Natsuki's play with me scene. Yeah, rather not, thanks. In Act 2, select a corrupt word during the poem game. In Act 1, write a poem for a different character each chapter. That's them 3. Finish all of the side stories, which you just done now. Select the word hard during the poem game. Delete Monica for the second time. We are missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I know how to get that one. It's complicated. Of course it is. So, if you want to know how to get this one, I'm not going to tell you what it is, alright? But, you play the game, obviously. Write all 3 poems for Sayori. Now, when it gets to the first poem game, alright, in Act 1, save it there. Write all 3 poems for Sayori. And then you have to get up to the point. Yes, so after the third point, after the third poem, and before it gets to the part where Sayori kills herself, you go back, write all 3 poems for Natsuki, right, and then get up to that point again. go back, write all 3 poems for Yuri, right? And then you can just continue the game onwards. And everything will continue the same, but the ending will be different. You know the point where Sayori now takes over Monika's position? It'll be that, but you'll get different dialogue and everything, so... Yep. And you'll get an extra little letter there. I'll just leave it at that. Meaning, I do not know how to get... Well, the 2 things up here are just random. So, yeah. I'll have to keep playing the game if I want to get them. Which I don't want to. These 3, I'll have to look up how to get. And these 3. Or just randomly get them in the game somehow. But, yeah. That's it. Done with DDLC. Hey everyone, it's me, BDB, and there is an 8th one. There's an 8th one. It's called Test VM. I thought I was done recording DDLC. Thought I was done. I 100 the game, got everything, but I didn't get the break. I did not get the breakthrough trophy. Seemingly there's a bug or a glitch with it, right? Which means I can't platinum it. Maybe this is the reason why. I looked up online and people had a hard time with it, and no one mentioned Test VM. No one ever mentioned it. And I've been on the screen for over an hour because I was doing stuff and I didn't want to go away from it because I didn't know, did you have to be on here at a certain time? If I went away from it, would it still be there or not? Or did you have to get 100% of everything to get Test VM? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Here we are with Test VM. Let's... Oh, God. Breakthrough. Right. Oh, okay. That's how you get the breakthrough trophy. And I platinumed it. I create a deep brain channel which causes sentient opening. The 3rd eye creates a deep brain channel which causes intended characteristics such as consciousness and free thought to... Yeah, connection lost. Is that it? Was that it? Oh, it doesn't say the same stuff this time, does it? Ventilation ducts in the basement also needed are airtight containers which can serve as both storage and dispensary of the ether. Emotions are the dials and switches that override rational thought and can be fine-tuned to exert a great deal of control upon... So the only way to seemingly get out of this is by pressing the circle button. I'm guessing putting all this together would possibly mean something. Meters in diameter, so that a 0.5 meter gap between each body will... It's gonna say connection lost. Ah, damn. Of the Nexus extends beyond any comprehension of the material world. And connection lost. Is there a way to keep the connection? all have functional reproductive systems, then we can produce new potent children with incredible efficiency, and sudden death would be less. Right, I've lowered down the sound here, right? Okay, so I'm gonna turn it back up for me. There's a banging. There's a banging in the background. That is very weird. This whole thing's weird. What am I on about? This time there's no coherent English at all, no coherent language at all. A test focusing on each of these emotional responses to determine which male and infertile children can still be trained for specialized come on, keep going. I'm just pressing random buttons on the controller hoping. Ah, come on, that's the furthest it's gotten. I'm not gonna stop. I don't know if I'll, get more or anything, or if any of this means anything. Of course, we're all hoping for more, hoping for the real thing of DD meters in diameter, so that 0.5 gap between each body will. Come. Can't. Oh, yeah. No. I was thinking if you can get out of it before, but no, you actually have to go through it. The key to opening a powerful channel lies in eroding the tether between. Was there a sound there? Just still that banging. It says connection lost. Can we get the connection back going or anything? Children are generally obedient, but with the introduction of more unpleasant activities, we should consider. This just sounds like Cards Against Humanity. We've only gotten one that's repeated itself twice, and that's the 0.5 diameter one. Beyond the eyes of the public, decades of favorable reputation. Yeah, awesome. Right, there's definitely a banging in the background of that, because there's nothing here. I'm wondering if someone took a picture of this and probably put it online and try to get like a program that did, decode binary. Would it be able to do that? Have given him the title Guardian to reflect So that's all I can think is the only way to do that is to probably take pictures of it, put it online, see it. Still there. It is still there. Do we have mail by any chance? By the way, I'm sorry. I actually got this one as well. I got this email, and I haven't read this one out yet. I only got it today. We need to have a meeting about shifting our focus a little bit. We've reset VM1 how many times now? For real. We've definitely collected as much data as we can from it at this point. We just need to work with what we have and try to increase the stability of our connection to VM2. We've obviously gotten spoiled by the ease of access that VM1 offers us, but it's just unrealistic for someone in real life to be granted a level of elevation even close to monitor kernel access, MKA. If we can't establish a stable connection to VM2, then how can we expect to get anywhere when the same scenario inevitably occurs to our own universe? Anyway, thanks to Roll's work, we were able to acquire a few rudimentary logs. I have an idea on how to increase connection stability to VM2 while maintaining weak hypervisor access to everyone inside on an individual basis. Ironically, it has to do with something that they're building in their own VM. I'll go into detail in a more formal report, but some of the log files indicate attempts of their own pool together the access potential of multiple individuals into a single parallel unit. It sounds ridiculous, but if they actually get somewhere with it, then we might have a solid entry point that doesn't heavily intrude upon the VM. I'm going to spin up a read-only hypervisor that we can use to test different ideas like this. The elevation level will be set to monitor adjacent runtime level access. The VM will be named Test VM for now. Although the parallel access unit they're building in VM seems to be called Project Libertinia. Yeah. According to the few logs we have, we can change the name once we actually get a decent picture of it. So, Project Libertinia is also a VM. I'm just wondering if there's... I'm just damn curious to see if there's anything we can probably... I'm pretty sure I went through them before. And of course we can't open any of the... what? Access keys found so far from rotation. Clock. 240 clock time. 221. Oh, yeah. If you want to get the Stonks trophy... all you gotta do is go into files, go into internal, go to folder 2, folder 1 at 20 to 3 in the morning or in the afternoon, and that'll work. But I key pair 1 gear, key pair 2 boat, key pair 3 spaceship, key pair 4 question mark. I think there's still a lot more in this game to find. I think there's a lot more. Maybe. I'm going to do more searching online. If I find anything else, I, of course, will let you know. Ooh. So, what did I say? I said go to files, go to internal, go to 2, go to 1. Project plan. Can't get into it now, though. Turns out a few of these files are time locked. So, yeah. Have to find a time for each one. I'll just pick a random one. Nothing. So, also, I might as well go through the pictures I've also found. I'm going to go through, because I found all pictures now. Alright? I found every single picture. Okay, you obviously just, you run through the game, you're going to get these. Side story, trust, respect, understanding, trust, balance 2, respect 2, understanding 2, balance 2, reflection 2, respect 2, finished poem, game in 20 seconds or less, select Kawaii, Sayori's first poem, second poem, poem by Sayori in trust, another one in trust, Natsuki's first poem, second poem, third poem, and a special poem acquired by writing all 3 poems for her. Natsuki's one from balance, Yori's first, second, third poem. And then another one when you write all 3 poems for her. An unusual poem by Yuri. It doesn't show you the most unusual one, which you can't read, I don't think. Monika's first poem, second poem, third poem. A continuation of Monika's first poem, appearing only in Act 2. Monika's poem to the player in Act 3. A special gratitude received by achieving full completion, which is a special letter, which is where you got to go through Ori. So you gotta save it. I think I already said this before, but when you get up to the first poem game, you gotta save it there. Write all 3 for Ori. Get up to the point where she says she loves you. You say you love her too, and before she kills herself, before we even get there, right? So before you even get to the school, load the game back. Go through Natsuki's again before Ori dies. Go back, go through all of Yuri. Go through the game from there until the end. You'll get a different ending, and you'll get this letter. That's the happy ending. Then Monika's final message to the player. That's the one we always get. Poem from Ori distributed at a special event. Acquire all of Ori's other poems. All of Ori's other poems. I guess that's just going through the game and the side stories. Same with Natsuki, same with Yuri, and same with Monika. So yeah, this should be easy enough. This is the CG we get of Sayori, Yuri, Natsuki, Sayori, Natsuki. Second poem, then festival, saying I love you. Just Monika, that's all it is. A scene from trust, understanding, respect, balance, reflection, self-love. Everyone say, jeez. Okay, now make a funny face. So you get this in the equals one. You don't have to do anything there. One of the 11 special poems in the DDLC. So like 3 random, it's just random ones. You just have to keep playing it until you get 10 of them. There's one that's not actually a poem. This has been deciphered before. I remember that. There's actually text there. I don't know what it is. Yeah, nice, Yuri. Remember when that was a dot? Remember that? I actually walked away from it when I was playing it again today, and I came back and I said, I love you. Very nice message. A lot of people need to hear I love you more. Again, special. No, my good God, what's going on? How do you get that? You just keep clicking play DLC and then getting out of it, going back in, getting out of it, going back in, getting out of it, until at one point it won't, you know how it starts up, it will go, and that will pop up, and it is terrifying. Well, to me it is. I've seen some guy on YouTube, and a lot of people are saying, "Oh, this game's not scary." Well, that's fine. You're not easy disturbed or anything. Then again, I don't know. This is the game that's probably disturbed me more than Resident Evil or any of them. I don't know why. Maybe because it's psychological. I say psychological horror gets to me more than actual horror. And of course, we get these. These are damn easy. You just go through the whole game, you're going to get them. And the side stories. There we go. Select the word Doki Doki. And Act 1, try Butsi or Monika for weekend to help before choosing Natsuki or Yuri. Delete Monika's character file before starting a new game. During the poem game, write a perfect poem for Natsuki. In Act 1, write all 3 poems for Natsuki. During the poem game, write a perfect poem for Sayori. Write all 3 poems for Sayori. Attempt to load a save file after Sayori's death. Write a perfect poem for Yuri. 3 poems for Yuri. In Act 3, delete Monika's character file before she begins her monologues. Provide it in an email communication. Achieve the special ending of the story, which is the Dan Salvato one. Achieve the special ending of the story. In Act 3, press the skip button while Monika is talking. She will turn that off. Call Sayori for help during Natsuki and Yuri's argument. Tell Sayori you would still walk home with her. Review the file, poem words text for any anomalies. Ooh. I'm guessing there's probably anomalies in Act 2 and Sayori's not there anymore. In Act 2, experience Natsuki's play with me scene where she breaks her neck. In Act 2, select a corrupt word during the poem game. In Act 1, write a poem for a different character each chapter. That's the straight. In Act 3, listen to at least 15 of Monica's monologues. Acquire all special poems. Act 2, make it through the weekend without pressing skip. If you're wondering what weekend we're on about, it's the one where Yuri has killed herself. Do not hold down L2 or whichever skip button is for you. Just keep pressing X. Finish all the side stories. Select the word horror during the poem game and delete Monica for the second time. Now, we're going to settings and it says up there in the right hand corner, data collected 100%. Now, I know a lot of people are going to go, well, I've got the pictures, I've got this, I've got that, and they may have not gotten VM, right? There is one thing. There's one thing that you are possibly missing, and I wouldn't have gotten this. You probably have you probably have about 26 songs on yours. Yeah. There's actually 27 songs. So here it is. Right? That sounds really sweet and nice, and just so you know, go over to the left, put it on loop. I'd say for about 4 times. Right? So after 4 times, right? Just get out of it. It'll continue playing. You go back into music. Scroll on down, and this may be there, or it may have gotten shorter down to 1 minute and 7 seconds, and this will start to play. Well, actually, at the start, it'll still be lighthearted and sweet and everything, but then it'll get into this. And then when you get out of it again, when it has 1 minute and 7 seconds, I'll turn it down because I don't want that, thanks. Once you get out of it again and come back into it, it'll be 59 seconds. Meaning you have all 27 songs, you have gotten all 100, you got all 100%. Yeah. Oh. Looks like this might be my last platinum of the year. Which is fine, it's cool. But yeah. I definitely want to see if there's any more mails we can get. Is there... No. Let's hop back into test VM one more time. Just see what we get. Just see what we get. Why not? What we get? Is it a repeat? Is it not? Is it a repeat or not repeat? I think it might be repeat. Motions are the dials and switches that override rational thought and can be fine-tuned to exert a great deal of control upon. That is not a repeat, I don't believe. And it's lost connection. Well, there you go. There you have it. This might be my last time recording anything from DDLC. Unsure, possibly. I doubt it. I'm hoping Dan Silvato's definitely coming up more for this. Yeah. Also, did you 100% it? Did you get the 27 song? Did you get test VM? Let me know down below, everybody. But that is it. That is enough from me, BDB. I will see you later.